Hi Aries, welcome to your August 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. But if you only watch one, make sure it's your ascendant, because I use tropical whole sign Western astrology and it's always better for you to check your ascendant. It's likely to be the most accurate. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your first transit of the month, I would like to look at on the 2nd of August, Mars, your ruling planet, is coming into a trine with Jupiter. This is a beautiful energy. It's a wonderful connection. So this is promising for you to be much more sort of visceral. You might feel this more on the ground or more on that day-to-day level. And, you know, a part of this is because Mars is in the 6th house. Mars exalts in the 6th house because it has that sort of soldier-like, warrior-like energy. The 6th house is very much about, you know, it would be the maintaining of your sword, right? The constant runs and, you know, drills that you need to go to maintain that peak fitness, etc. So he's doing good work for you there in that 6th house. Now, it could also be about how you approach your routines and your work and your rituals in a really powerful way. Jupiter in your 2nd house is helping you grow and expand your money, your finances and your resources, which is great. And when these two come together in a trine like this is a harmonious aspect. So it's almost like you suddenly feel like fighting more for what you believe in, right? You're having to... you maybe even having really hard conversations that force you to kind of back up those beliefs in some way. Now, it could also be that your finances are growing through the hard work that you demonstrate or you have demonstrated up until now. This is a connection of ease, right? So it's a connection of ease that demands action. The 2nd house is being your money, your finances, your values, your valuables and your possessions. This could see you start to value yourself much higher than before. And, you know, maybe you're gearing up to making that more public, whether this is about raising your prices or getting a pay rise. That will come later and we'll discuss that very shortly. So this is a very, very busy month for you. And these two energies kind of kicking off the month do suggest that there are good blessings to come that will likely have something to do with your money, your finances and your resources, but also your day-to-day experience and work and routines. All right, so for your... cards, so you got the 2 of Cups with the Queen of Wands, nice, and the Ace of Swords. So this could potentially be a negotiation around a contract of some sort. I mean, this is a really great time to do it between now and, like, let's say between the 2nd of the month and like the 9th of the month is a really good time to do it. And I'll talk about why further in a moment. But this also suggests that you're getting some kind of support here. This trine between the 6th and the 2nd, it also suggests that, and especially with these cards, there's a sense here that if you hold your ground or you sort of speak on the value or the worth that you feel you bring to the job or the work, you could actually enhance your earning potential in some way, shape or form. So this could be really nice for you. Now, on the 8th of August, Mars, your ruling planet, and Mercury are coming into a conjunction. These planets are also going to trine Jupiter and Uranus, and both of these planets are now sandwiching the moon. Because the moon is involved here, Luna exalts in Taurus, right? And so what this suggests is the energy that is available to you now, because the moon represents the environment and it represents the people, there's an element for you to bring something between this 2nd house of money, finances and resource and this day-to-day experience to ground, But also because you've got that Mercurial energy working for you coupled with that Martian energy, it also suggests that you're able to have the conversations that you need to, right? So those two big boy planets, are working some good mojo for you in that finance house, right? Jupiter and Uranus. But the moon there is now bringing an added sort of energy to it. And this is potentially as well, because of the Mercury connection, this is potentially a very important conversation around finances, work, and potentially your day-to-day experience. Now, if you're going to ask for a pay rise, I would say this is the moment to do it, right? This gives you tremendous drive. It makes you very eloquent so you can get your point across and you can hammer it home as well if you need to. It's likely as well to be some kind of surprise communication that comes about and impacts your home and environment, but for the better, because this is trine energy. So this could, and the chances are it will have some kind of financial or monetary slant to it, but it might also have a technological element to it for some of you as well. I really love this energy for an employer saying to you, we want you to be trained in this, so we're putting you forward for it and we're going to pay for it. Bonus. For this second transit, you've got the Knight of Wands, beautiful, with the Eight of Swords, okay, and the Eight of Cups. So 2 8s represents new knowledge. This is the Knight of Wands, right? This is something that you're passionate about new knowledge. So this could be new information that reaches you around the job, around your finances, new information that comes in that actually helps you get to grips with your finances or increase your financial potential. Now that Eight of Swords, I am going to tell you straight away, whatever you do embark on with this or whatever is agreed as a result of this, big financial conversation that takes place here, you will be held to it and you will be expected to show up. So unless if you're planning to do a bunker or you want like a get out of jail free sort of, or should I say get out of a situation quick energy, this is not it. All right. I wouldn't use this. Yeah, all right. So on the 24th of the month, the sun will be in Virgo at this time, the moon will be in Sagittarius, and Saturn will be in Pisces. These are forming what's known as a T-square, or a T-square, and it's a T-square across the mutable signs. So this is happening for you between the 6th, the 9th, and the 12th houses. So this mutable T-square is accompanied by the very real world considerations of upkeep and maintenance when it comes to your physical health and vitality in your everyday, but when it comes to your spiritual vitality and maintenance as well. So this is like you want a clearer, cleaner, more routine experience when it comes to work. What you're needing is a sense of adventure and expansion and potentially growth when it comes to opportunities. But then you're getting a reality check from that Saturn alongside this Mercury, right? And alongside from that Saturn in Pisces in your 12th house, right? Which is basically saying, are you paying attention to the spiritual side of this? But also, are you aware of where you get in your own way sometimes? As if that wasn't enough, Mercury is going to go retrograde on this same day, which I actually feel like might make the whole thing a bit more challenging, especially with somebody in the work sector. It may also potentially reveal to you where someone has talked shit about you, or another way that this could show up is where you realize someone that maybe you thought, okay, we're not the best of friends, but we at least get on. You realize that this person isn't your biggest fan, and that all kind of comes to light. The moon is the harmonizing, well, it's not really the harmonizing energy. There is no harmonizing energy here, but the moon is your key through, right? It's your key to the way through. And it basically suggests if you weigh up your current situations, what you believe, how you believe it, and how those things actually stand up against past experiences that you've had. For this, you've got the Queen of Cups, so it's likely to be a water sign woman that's causing the problems or the issues. With the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So I am going to say this. You do have an ally here, but you also potentially don't want to get too friendly, all right? So 2 queens represent sincere friends. What I can tell you is there's someone in your midst that isn't the best, your best sort of fit, and that's that Queen of Cups. And there's someone who's a bit more pragmatic, a bit more down to earth like yourself, who actually has your back. Because you've got this Four of Pentacles here, it basically suggests that a slow and steady slog through it is going to get much better results than just like a hard sort of blow up and an argument about the whole situation. I would be mindful about that. All right. Now, on the 27th, Mars, your ruling planet, is moving into the sign of Libra, which is your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, significant connections and commitments of a one-to-one nature. Now, this doesn't have to be a relationship, but remember, Mars is a severing energy. This could end a contract, it could end a relationship, it could end a partnership. Now, a partnership doesn't always have to be defined as what's intimate. This could be personal, professional, or platonic, right? So across those sort of energies. Now, Venus, this is a little bit more advanced for some of you, but for those of you that know, you know. Venus is the host of you as Mars at the moment, because Mars is moving into the sign of Libra, which is Venus ruled. Venus is currently retrograde, so she's not in the best of states, but she's in the sign of Leo. So this is really helping you understand what you're bringing to the table and where it is that maybe you need to get a bit more serious, right? This is about you stopping from seeking pleasure and starting to get more serious about, you know, so it's like, okay, maybe I'm not enjoying my work as much anymore, but I'm going to make damn sure that I've got a team that I can trust and that I'm connected to. Some of the energy that you have might dissipate here as well, especially because it's being poured into other people, but also because Mars is right the way across the sky away from the place that it's truly at home. Now, as Mars is opposing your sign, the strength and power currently lies with the other party. So that's something that you need to be aware of. So choose your words and your actions wisely at this time. For this, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. Slow and steady really is going to win that race. Take your time. You've got the King of Cups, who I believe is an ally of yours. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles. So a lot of this really does focus very heavily on work, the profession, the career, the day-to-day, who you're connecting with, how you connect with them. And that King of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles, you're having to demonstrate your emotional intelligence within the work sector. And this is actually what's going to clinch the deal for you. All right. So for your moons, you have the Leo new moon, which I believe is on the 16th of the month. And this for you, my dear Aries, is happening in your 5th house. So you've got the gate 48 and depth. I actually think this new moon is going to see you very deep in thought, really pensive, but I see it's going to help you plumb your own depths. And from this, you may end up having a really brilliant idea, or at least a really powerful insight as to where you want to go from here. Like, what is important to me now? What is the direction that I want to go? Is this my own business? Is it, you know, working for someone else? Is it just changing the jobs? It's like you're finding the pleasure by really remembering or sort of understanding what your true personal gifts are. And then in the 11th house, I think this is on the 3rd or the 4th of the month, you've got the full moon in the sign of Aquarius. This for you is in the 11th house. You've got the gate 53 and opening. I think, so this card in itself basically suggests new opportunities are shaping up for you. Because it's a full moon in the sign of Aquarius, in the space of your chart that represents benefactors, higher aspirations and goals, I actually think for a lot of you, this could be an offer or an opportunity around work that comes in that actually makes you do like the happy dance, where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And it's almost like one of the reasons maybe you're able to navigate the challenges with the workspace on that day-to-day level so easy is because you know in the back of your mind, I've actually got another option. I don't need to be here anymore, right? So that's your bargaining chip. That's how you leverage your expertise, your energy. It's also how you get what it is that you want. This is a month to be smart, my dear Aries, rather than just strong. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.